New York, day 1. So, today, we got on the plane at about 10 o'clock. We arrived at the airport at about 4 o'clock. We got in an Uber and drove to our hotel. This is our hotel
room.
It's pretty awesome.
You got a TV,
Tomorrow,
kitchen,
we will be seeing the One World Trade Center.
It's pretty awesome.
Day 2 of my New York vlog. So today, we waited for a subway train. The train eventually came, as you could see, and it actually wasn't as crowded as you'd expect. Then we went to the September 9/11 Memorial and Museum. Sad that all those people died. We eventually started gazing up at the One World Trade Center and then went to an elevator to the top of the One World Trade Center. Man, that elevator was fast, and my legs felt like jelly afterwards. That's how fast it was, but it gets better, because then we got to go to the One World Observatory at the top of the One World Trade Center. It was awesome. You could see like all of Manhattan. Then we ate there, expensive but good, took an elevator back down to the ground, and then went to an Oculus Mall that's right next to the One World Trade Center. The Oculus Mall was pretty cool, but it didn't seem to have any Oculus stores, which was kind of disappointing. We then took a subway train back home and relaxed for the rest of the day. This is exclusive footage from the One World Trade Center Observatory. They take your photo and they put it on a green screen, so now, look, you're in an elevator. There's some pigeons. We stopped to go bird watching on the way to the subway train. We also went to Central Park. That's where we were going on the subway train. Central Park was quite amazing, and I really loved it. There were buildings surrounding it, and it was really fun there. We walked around and played in a playground for a little while, as you can see. Don't mind the people in the photo. They're photo bombers. Don't forget to subscribe for more New York vlog stuff tomorrow. See you in the next one. Okay, day 3 of my New York vlog. So guys, today we went to Times Square and saw the place where the New Year's ball dropped. It was pretty awesome. That's me talking about how crowded it is in Times Square, but I mean, to be expected. It was raining, so I had to put this special raincoat on that my mom gave me. This is a 360 view of Times Square. Then we went to an M&M store in Times Square and bought a can of M&Ms. It was awesome there. Then we went to Rockefeller Plaza and took a look at the Rockefeller Center. We looked at the flags, and this is me focusing in on the golden statue in the middle of the Rockefeller Center. We then went to FAO Schwarz, and they had a ton, and I mean a ton of toys. This is a video of a magician performing tricks at FAO Schwarz. He was awesome. Anyways, that's the drone section at FAO Schwarz. I really loved it. Then we went to a Nintendo store, which was pretty awesome. They had lots of old relics there, like a museum. We then walked back to our hotel and relaxed for the rest of the day. On our way to Grand Central. Update of my New York vlog. We are heading to Grand Central Terminal. We walked half the way there and then took a subway train. Grand Central was pretty amazing with cool designs on the ceiling and lots of shops and restaurants. We ate at one of the restaurants and man, was it good. On our way back to the trains, we stopped to take a look at the Chrysler Building. Traffic was heavy, but we managed to make it to the train station in time. Here's me swiping my Metro card. We then got on the train back home and then plopped down in our hotel room to relax for the rest of the day. Bonus scenes from day 4. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but we went to Central Park again. And so we walked down to the subway station, and it was pretty slammed, as you can see. We then walked over to Central Park and then wandered around aimlessly for a few minutes until we found a carousel. My little sister Isla really wanted to do the carousel, so we did it. Not very fun, but I mean, it's fun enough. We then walked over to the Bethesda Fountain, and there were lots of street performers and shops. This is the Bethesda Fountain. I love its beautiful architecture and all the materials it was made out of. It was huge, and there was a stream by it that was pretty beautiful. Here's a close-up of the Bethesda Fountain. Did you know that this was one of the first structures to recycle water? Yeah. Anyways, we then walked back home and relaxed for the rest of the day. Subscribe for more stuff on the Trickster channel. Day 5 of my New York vlog. So today we headed over to the subway station and hopped on the subway train and got to our destination. We then walked over to the ferry from there to go to the Statue of Liberty. The ferry was crammed, but we managed to get on in like 5 or 10 minutes. The views from the ferry were spectacular. You could see like all of Manhattan from down there. We eventually headed over and docked at Liberty Island. The Statue of Liberty was incredible, but there wasn't much on the island. Soon we headed over to Ellis Island to check out the immigration processing stations. We then got on the ferry back home and checked out the statue of the Charging Bull. We then stopped and stayed at a public park over there and ate Subway. This is a picture/video of me with The Rock. Don't worry, it's just a wax figure. I'm not that famous. Anyways, then we walked over to the Brooklyn Bridge and stayed home for the rest of the day. Bonus scenes from day 5. So I didn't mention this yet, but we went to Central Park to stop at this cool castle place. We were initially gonna play there, but it wasn't open, so we stopped and walked away to play on some rocks. On the way, we found a playground, and we were going there, but first we frolicked in this grass fields. At the park, we scared away some pigeons and played a lot. The park was huge, but there wasn't much in it. Still, it was delightful to run around. There were lots of trees surrounding the park, so it was like a perfect breath of nature. Here's a picture of me in the park. We eventually walked away from Central Park to the subway station and waited for a train back home. We then relaxed for the rest of the day. Day 6 of my New York vlog. Okay guys, so today is the last day of my New York vlog. So we waited for an Uber to go to the airport, and we saw this funny sign, so we stood there. Anyways, the Uber took us on this bridge, and you could see like all of Manhattan from the bridge. The Uber drove us to LaGuardia Airport, and right after security, there was this cool fountain. I don't know how it works, so if anyone does, please tell me in the comments. Anyways, while we were waiting for our plane, our mom took this cool photo of us by a I Heart New York sign. This is a time lapse of the takeoff process. We had to wait like 15 minutes to actually take off. Anyways, we were eventually up in the air, and we landed and got back home safely. See you guys, and thank you for supporting me in my New York vlog.